So yeah, we're not at Comic Con. We're at home. I
What's
know. One of these years. Actually, I don't know if I could do San Diego. I really don't know if I could do it.
I've thought about doing New York.
Yeah.
The issue is I know some people who are podcasters who went last year and they said
Yeah.
it's so oversold. They said you can't really get into any panels, you're waiting
Yeah.
forever. It's like shoulder to shoulder and it just ends up not being fun.
hmm
And I know there's been some drama with some like creators with 500,000 followers who aren't able to get media passes who have
hmm
every other year. And it's kind of opening the discussion of are some of these like cosplayer creators kind of like ruining media passes and the
Well,
concept of media passes.
well, a lot of cons now are doing media passes and influencer passes. Like Awesome Con does that. So like you can apply to be an influencer. But then like say one year you apply, but then like the next year you lose followers, you're ineligible.
That's so weird.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
so weird.
the guy I saw posting about it, yeah, I think he had like 500,000 followers and he has done New York Comic Con like every year for the past like 5 years.
Yeah.
Like he's essentially like an icon there. So it's weird because I know like BookCon said outright they weren't going to do media passes. And there's, I
Yeah.
think like every convention I've looked into in my area recently has said they're no longer doing any sort of like creator badge or media badge. And I wonder if it's just because they're getting like inundated and especially by
Probably.
like, this is not me bashing on cosplayers like at all.
Yeah.
But you have so many like cosplayer accounts who aren't there to like I don't know, I hate to say like do the media work that the convention wants, but instead are there like posing.
Yeah. No, I get what you mean. A lot of people are like taking advantage of the system and yeah. Yeah. Before we get to the news, I kind of so today I went. Oh, hi B, by the way. Hello.
Hi
Hi.
everyone. We just went straight into it. That's
We
what's
did. We
happening.
did.
Everyone's so used to us by now.
Yes. So there's a chain of comic book stores in our area, and today they actually opened a new location. Um, and it's Third Eye Comics. It's their Glen Burnie store, right off of I-97. So if you're in the Maryland area, it's right about 15 minutes south of Baltimore. Um, it's in a decent location. My wife and I got in line at 9 and the store opened at 11. They allowed VIPs in at 10:30. So like they had like a half an hour to shop, before it got crazy. We got in shortly after 11. I was going to vlog it, right? Like, comic hunting and all this other stuff. And like as soon as like I started recording, it started getting more and more crowded. And I'm like, you know what? We're not doing this. I'm going to do some hunting. I didn't even get over to the single issue wall. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, I didn't even get over to the single issue wall. I pretty much stuck in collected editions. My wife was able to get over there and get me there it is. An 11th printing of Absolute Batman #1. This
That's
is the
awesome.
11th printing of this comic. It's incredible. I mean, it's so good. I'm trying to find a Batman panel here. Like that's just so good. We waited in a line for about half an hour to check out.
That's
Um,
awesome though for just like the store, and
yeah,
hopefully that means it's there for a very long time.
look at this.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, the art is
That's
amazing.
so fun.
Nick Dragotta is so good. Um, the fire department showed up because there were like too many people in the store. Um,
So who called the
so
fire? Who's the snitch? That's what I want to know. Who called the fire department to be like, there are too many people buying comics in this store?
I don't know. So they had a wall of Funko Pops, and so my wife got this Princess Diaries Funko Pop
Oh my gosh, I love
for the
it.
25th anniversary. She just like shoved this in my face, and she's like, "I'm getting this," and I'm like, "Okay, like you do you." Um, and then I picked up a few things. So I picked up there was an X-Men event that happened last year, and now it's in collected editions. So I picked up Age of Revelation Overture. I picked up Age of Revelation Book of Revelation and World of Revelation. And they're thick. And then this bad boy was 50% off. Ultimate Marvel by Jonathan Hickman. In which this collects all of the Ultimate books that he worked on. So like you can see here, like, yeah. So yeah. So and then before that, I actually ordered a couple of things off of a certain website that I'm not going to talk about because it's run by a billionaire.
Oh,
But
yeah.
the prices are cheap.
And sometimes that's the only way to get things.
Yeah, that is true. I am building out, so I'm collecting the Absolute Universe through trade paperbacks essentially, and like hardcovers. So
Mhm.
I picked up Absolute Flash Volume 2,
Nice.
Still Point. This series is amazing. And then I have Absolute Green Lantern Volume 2.
Nice.
Yeah, which that's another amazing one. Um yeah. So, how's your weekend been, by the way, before we dive into this?
It's been going pretty great. I've been trying to keep an eye on the news, and I know that I know that I've listened to a lot of discourse like over the years about how Comic Con is no longer about like comics.
Yes.
And I remember being in Utah when they had to legally change the name from Salt Lake Comic Con to FanX
Yeah.
because they were getting sued.
Yeah.
And I had the opportunity to get a media pass to that one for specific interviews, and I should have taken it because it was
Yeah.
like people from the cast of Arrow
Yes.
back when that was on. And I'm like, now I'm like, why didn't I do that? It was because it was on a Saturday and I didn't want to work a Saturday.
Mhm.
And so yeah, there was a lot of that. I was paying attention. There was something, oh my gosh, there's something I wrote down I wanted to talk to you about.
Sure.
And I don't remember what it is, but
But you wrote it down.
I don't remember where my notes are. I have on my desk alone 4 notebooks.
Oh,
There are another 3. Oh, I just dropped them inside
there
my
you go.
desk, and I don't know where I wrote it down. But tell me, so what is going on with like this changing color outfit that I'm seeing online? That people were gonna like rush to a Marvel booth to figure out like what color
Oh, okay. Okay.
something was today. Tell
So
me about this.
okay, so I'm actually going to bring this up real quick. So this is for
Okay.
Avengers Doomsday.
Okay.
So one of the things that they've done at the Marvel booth is for the last for like the first 2 days of it, they showed they've had this outfit and it's called the Latverian Witch. So Doom is from Latveria, which is, made up country. And so there was a green Latverian witch outfit, then there was an orange one, and then a purple one. And so people thought that they were going to be even more colors because they thought that it was representing the witches from Agatha all along,
Gotcha.
the ones that actually like went down the witch's road. So like they were hoping for like red for Scarlet Witch, like blue maybe for Billy, like a bunch of these. So today the outfit was Doom. It was just Doom's outfit. So it kept changing as it was going on.
Okay. That makes
Yeah.
okay. I remember what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
So I watched the Hadestown Pro Shot
Okay.
Thursday,
Okay.
the showing
Hmm.
at my movie theater.
Yeah.
And I have some maybe hot takes on it.
Okay.
And
Go
it's not
for it.
necessarily about Hades Town in general. It was great. Recommend everyone see it. We need more attention so they do more pro shots.
Yeah.
They kept doing I had beef with the editing.
Okay.
I had beef with the editing. They kept cutting away to the audience and it kind of would like take me out of it. And then they would do
Yeah.
like very random close-ups of non-singing cast members
Yeah.
or like details or things. I talked to a friend who works in theater who said that they definitely like changed the lighting so it would appear
Oh,
better on
jeez.
camera, which took
Hmm.
away some of the depth. But the funniest thing, and I'm assuming you haven't seen it,
I have not seen Hades Town, no.
like 90% of the time when they would do a tight shot on a member of the chorus,
Hmm.
it was the same guy.
Oh, jeez.
There's like 10 members of the chorus, but I just kept seeing the same guy. And we were joking, we're like, we wonder if it was in this guy's contract that when
Hmm.
they cut to the chorus, it needs to be him. And we're like, it's the freaking bald guy again.
That's terrible.
But it led to lots of discussions on social media about how we need more Orpheus and Eurydice retellings. And I think what Hades Town did the best
Hmm.
is, apparently there are people who go into this thing not knowing the myth, which blows my
Okay.
mind, or people who are convinced that he won't look back.
Interesting.
But the way they time when it happens is so unexpected that that's what causes like they call it the Hades Town gasp.
Oh, okay.
And it's because I'm watching it and it's like the music and the lighting's kind of like lulling you a little bit.
Hmm.
And I looked at it and I was thinking to myself, and I purposely didn't listen to this part of the music beforehand because I didn't want any sort of idea. But I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, when he gets to that spot on the stage, he's going to look back, or this is what's going to happen musically, or she's going to say something. But
Hmm.
the way they have him turn is in such a seemingly random spot that it takes you by surprise
Yeah.
because you're waiting for, her to call out his name or him to get to like the final step. And so when he just like casually turns around, it takes a second.
That's funny.
And that's what makes it like so. I was saying online, I'm like, that's what makes it like brilliant, is because
Yeah.
they completely subvert your expectation because you think you're going to see when it's coming.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, you're like, oh, he's turned around.
That's
And
awesome.
I wish that, and had me thinking about media a lot with this idea of like, it's going to happen, but just the
Yeah.
tiniest thing, like having it happen in a different spot or getting rid of knowing half a second before it's going to happen or a second before can have so much impact. And I
Yeah.
wish we had
That's
more
true.
of that because it takes something that is expected and still makes it into a surprise in a way.
Yeah. That's true. That is very true. I am trying to find something real quick. Also the spoiler thing
Mhm.
for Street Fighter was literally um a toy. There's a Dark Ryu figure coming out from Hasbro and they put it on the packaging.
Is this like the Phantom Menace soundtrack thing?
Oh, with yeah.
I loved all the memes that were coming out before the Mandalorian and Grogu. Like, I can't believe they just dropped a song called Grogu's Funeral.
Or Qui-Gon's funeral.
No, but people were
Oh
saying
yeah.
for the Mandalorian,
Yeah.
they're making a play on it by saying it was Grogu's funeral.
So yeah, I'll get to this here in a minute because it's pretty funny. And I think you're gonna like this. Um yeah, there we go. Um yeah, that's I hate when toys spoil that. And we were actually talking about that in line, how like um Disney had to like not release Grogu figures until like after the first episode of The Mandalorian. And then even then they had to call him the child and
Mhm.
not Grogu because if they had called him Grogu, it would have given that whole plot away. Um, all right, let's dive into some news here.
I have one that's a little exciting.
Is
That
this
is
a
one of those
certain
why the heck did this happen at Comic Con things.
okay, and
Uh,
not like a certain con that just happened?
Not like a certain announcement that just happened,
Yeah.
but like I think it was yesterday at Comic Con for whatever reason. Sarah Adams, who is she's a romance author.
Yeah.
Funny side note: there's a like a political thriller author also named Sarah Adams,
Mhm.
and I get alerts from like Goodreads and from Audible all the time saying that like one of her books is on sale, and it's always some like thing about the Pentagon. And it's like, no, the other one. And she was on a panel and she announced that her When in Rome, like cozy romance series was becoming a TV series.
Oh
And
geez.
my first thought was like, this is really cool. And then my second thought is like, why is this happening at Comic Con?
But because it's a TV series, that's why.
Yeah.
But that is
So
very funny.
I don't know. That was just funny, and I needed to share it because I was like, "Oh, this is exciting!" And even she admits she's like, "I never thought that A, I'd be announcing this, and B, I'd be announcing this at Comic Con."
So I gotta show you something that came up that they actually put up in San Diego.
Mhm.
Um so this is to promote Avengers Doomsday. Because we just had the trailer and everything come out. This Marvel got fined $20,000 for putting this up.
Did they not get a permit?
I guess they didn't.
Love that.
Or there was a citation for like 20 grand on this arch for them doing this. So, yeah. Yeah.
We all know, like that movie's gonna suck, right? Like, there's no real like hope, from what I understand, for this
I
movie.
okay, we're going to get to that in a minute. Actually, let's talk about that now.
Okay, let's talk about
I
it.
I am on the fence about it. Um as a lifelong X-Men fan, seeing the X-Men in live action in the MCU like really made me happy. Um like the fight between Shang-Chi and Gambit alone is going to be worth the price of admission in my opinion. However, I feel like they kind of we all knew Steve Rogers was coming back because they talked about it and they had that teaser and everything.
No one's
Um
happy.
I feel like they blew their load with showing him at the end of that trailer.
Mhm.
Um I am also like that's not Steve. I'm like on the fence that it's Loki. I don't know. What did you think about it?
Honestly, I keep forgetting the movie exists.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it because I feel like I've seen the few things like I'm very much over throwing every single character in a movie.
Hmm.
And I can't think of a intriguing plot right
Yeah.
now that would get me invested because in my brain I'm like, well, Avengers ended
Hmm.
already.
It.
And
Yeah.
as much as they keep saying, and in Marvel's problems, they keep saying we're gonna reboot it. And you get excited because you're like, oh, we're gonna have this great reset, and then they just completely backslide again. And I
Yeah.
think it's because some executive probably freaks out that the movies, I mean, I don't know how much the more recent ones have been making, but I can't imagine it's matching what they used to make.
It's not.
And they're like,
Yeah.
let's bring back Robert Downey Jr. Okay, cool. Now your movie costs another $100 million.
Yeah.
Like
Because
when
he
you're,
gets a
I
cut.
hate to be like, you're blowing the entire budget on salaries.
Excuse me. Yeah. I mean, you're right. And the other thing is that they haven't marketed this movie at all up until now.
Well,
And that.
it
Yeah.
kept getting delayed. Didn't it have huge script problems?
Well, yeah, because they were going to go with Kang, and they were setting that up, and then because of Jonathan Major's legal problems,
Mhm.
they decided to dump Kang when honestly they should have just recasted him and just kept going with it because it was actually an interesting story. As much as it was kind of convoluted at times, it was still a really interesting story. This it just feels like I was telling a friend of mine at work, it feels like they're throwing stuff to the wall just to see what sticks at this point.
Yep.
Um, and that's really sad because I love Deadpool and Wolverine. Like, I think that movie's fantastic. I love Thunderbolts, like especially with how it deals with mental health issues and all of that. Like, it's fantastic. Um, Fantastic Four, I think, is just okay. Um, Shang Chi was fantastic. I feel Black Widow shouldn't have been made. Um, I feel that Multiverse of Madness really dropped the ball as
Mhm.
well. I feel that I mean, Cap 4, I actually really liked Brave New World. I thought it was fun. Um, I think it gets a bad rap because people are like, "Not my Captain America, not my Captain America, not my Captain America," and I'm like, Sam Wilson is Captain America. You just have to
You
deal with it.
misspoke. You didn't mean people racist.
Yeah,
That's what people racist.
yeah, yeah. Like, if you are just tired of it, I get it. Like, I'm kind of in that boat too, where I'm just waiting for stuff to hit Disney Plus now. That way I can
Mhm.
be like, okay, I'll check it out on Disney Plus. I'm not excited for Spider-Man. I'm more excited for Spider-Verse Part 3 than I am for Brand New Day. I just feel like if this movie doesn't hit, honestly, Marvel, I mean, they're still going to release Secret Wars because they kind of have to because it's the follow-up to this. I really think Marvel should really take a step back at that point and figure out what they want to do and then go from there. Because if they botch this, which I'm hoping that they don't, but I have a feeling it's not going to land. Um,
I don't see it landing. And I think, and it's the same issues I had after the first Avengers movie. You just have too
yeah,
many characters. You're trying to cram everyone in. No one's going to get screen time, which means no one's going to have a story arc.
yeah,
I was excited when the snap happened because I thought
yeah,
they're clearing the slate, and they're showing that there's stakes.
yeah,
And then they immediately took this away. And of the three Avengers who died, I mean, they brought back two of them already.
yeah.
Well, and assuming Steve's died at some
I
point.
mean,
But like,
they
of course,
implied
the
it.
only
Yeah.
person who doesn't get resurrected is the woman.
Oh, Black Widow. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, yeah, I get that. I mean, I also feel like Endgame felt earned. Like
Yes.
Endgame felt earned, especially because they spent 10 years building that story up. And then when you get to Endgame, it has those amazing character moments. I mean, because even like the smallest character got a story arc in that movie.
Mhm.
Um and like I love that. I will even say this. I love Wakanda Forever because of what they were able to do after Chadwick Boseman's passing. Like I love that movie. I truly do. Um, but I'll say this, like to me, Marvel, like the MCU ended with Endgame for me. Like that was the definitive end. And I was fine with it. Um, but now here we are, and it's like they're really struggling. And you're right. For them to bring back Junior, because okay, so I'm gonna predict the movie real quick.
Okay. Go
There's
for
the
it.
thing
You're going to be right.
there's a thing in the trailer where it's where Thor is fighting Doom, and Doom stops the hammer, which I'm like, okay, whatever, that's fine, because Doom can do that in the comics. Like, I get it. Or he stops Stormbreaker. I mean, um, then like there's this flash of light and everything, and then it does a close up on Doom's eyes under the mask, and I'm like, Thor's gonna say, "I know those eyes," and then like the mask is gonna somehow come off, and it's gonna be Doom. I mean, it's gonna be Junior, and then he's going to be like, Stark, you said you were dead, or Stark, you died, like we attended your funeral and all this other stuff. And then he's going to be like, who's Tony Stark, like all this stuff. And
I mean, this is where you have Tom Holland come in and go, "Wait, I was at your wedding. That wasn't a
yeah,
funeral. That was
yeah,
your wedding."
yeah, exactly.
But
Yeah,
I keep wondering, I'm like, what made him come back? Because I doubt he blew through all of his money.
I doubt that too.
And I'm like, does someone have dirt on him at
I
this
don't.
point? Like, why is, like, how did he agree to this? Also, why did Chris Evans agree to it?
Yeah, especially when Steve's story was wrapped up. Steve and Tony's stories were wrapped up perfectly at
Yeah.
the end of Endgame. Um, Especially with Steve handing the shield off to Sam,
Hmm.
like, and seeing Old Man Steve, and then they they imply in Falcon and the Winter Soldier that he passed away, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like, Steve lived his life. That's great, but I don't need to see him again. I really don't. And I'm thinking it's probably the 2012 Steve that got hit with the Mind Stone, and now he's like evil. Evil, evil.
And I'm seeing all these things where it's like Loki is probably Steve, blah, blah, blah. But like
Yeah,
at this point, like I want to know, how did they get those actors to come back? Because they were so incredibly done.
yeah. I mean, and if you look at it, like, after he does Endgame, he does Knives Out, and he's amazing in Knives Out. Like, you should have just let him continue to do indie stuff. Junior could have just kept doing indie stuff and small stuff and getting those royalty checks from people constantly streaming Avengers movies. Like, yeah, I don't know why they came back. I feel like it's one of those things where they kind of just drop the ball on the MCU and they're like, we need a shot to the heart.
The
Um,
only thing I can think of is maybe their contracts had like one extra movie in there that they
yeah,
never called them in for. But because yeah, they
that might have
both
been
were
it.
very much like, yeah, we're not doing another one.
Yeah,
Um,
and I'm
and I don't
surprised
know.
Hemsworth did too. Sorry.
Yeah. No, and I think like the MCU needs to commit, but then I think they're just too terrified of losing money. But you're not going to keep
Yeah.
building on it. I have superhero fatigue. Like what? How many? Like three of these? It feels like are coming out a year. You can't keep them straight. The what this is, and someone's going to get mad that I say this. Okay,
Hmm.
someone's going to get mad.
I don't care.
The MCU is essentially a Hallmark Christmas movie at this point. Your
No,
family
it
comes
truly is.
over. You know it's safe
Yep.
for you to bring everyone of all ages or whatever, even though you shouldn't be bringing like 4-year-olds to these movies.
Yeah.
And you go to the theater and you know it's not going to be the best thing ever, but you know it's going to shut everyone up for 3 hours.
Exactly. And I 100% agree. I 100% agree. I feel like they should have been taking their time with these, but um it was also one of those things where when Iger came back in, well, even with Bob Chapek and Bob Iger, it was, let's churn these out, let's keep churning these out, and they wanted they wanted quantity over quality. Um and that's really sad because Shang-Chi hasn't gotten a sequel, and that's one of the best MCU movies in a while. Guardians 3 was perfect. I love Guardians 3. I think it ends perfectly. Um, that's fine. Black Widow should never have been done. I know it was done to introduce Elena so that they could do Thunderbolts. Like, I get it, but they shouldn't have done that. I also feel like I said, they dropped the ball with Doctor Strange. Um, they dropped the ball. I mean, they fumbled it with Moon Knight. Moon Knight was amazing, but they haven't done anything with it. Um, yeah, I mean, WandaVision was fantastic, and
Absolutely.
um, I'm not a big fan of Agatha all along. I think it's fine, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. I still have not watched Wonder Man yet, but yeah, it was one of those things where let's just keep churning things out, and then that's what happened. Um, and I mean, honestly, I'm gonna be seeing Dune the day Doomsday comes out because I'd rather see how they wrap Dune up. So
There has to be a double feature there, right? It has to be like
it's
Doomsday that someone
they're
tries
calling it Doomsday, yeah,
Doomsday.
yeah. But it's really funny because Dune got the IMAX screenings and Doomsday
Oh,
didn't.
yes, we were talking about how they had to like they decided they tried to like rebrand something, right?
Infinity Vision.
Infinity Vision. No one
Hmm.
and like people are I don't know, like people are just so over the MCU and they just don't
Hmm.
seem to get it. And I bet it's because some executive was like, well, they're constantly rebooting the comics and it's fine. It's like, but that's not the same thing. It's a completely different
Yeah,
medium.
it
I don't
is.
want to watch yet another predictable origin story.
Yeah. Um, that's why I will say this. I we're gonna lean heavily into DC in this program tonight because
Yeah.
there's a lot of DC news that came out of Comic Con. Um, I will say this about DC: they are taking their time with this new DCU. They're only releasing like a television project and then a movie.
Mhm.
And then like, that's what we're getting. So like we got Creature Commandos first, which if you've not watched that, it's great. It's fantastic. It's really funny. Um and you get to see Rick Flag Sr.'s mindset. Then we had Superman, then we had Peacemaker, and then this year we've had Supergirl, and now we're getting Lanterns. And then next year we're getting Superman and maybe Creature Commando season 2, maybe. I don't know. So they're really taking their time with it because they want to build it up into something special. Like James Gunn knows how to do that. Um, so yeah, I'm done. Like I said, I'll see Dune before I see Doomsday. I'm waiting for Disney Plus for Spider-Man, and that's it. Um, let's see here. There's a new Gundam anime coming out, which I'm actually really excited for. It looks really cool. There's a new Star Trek Lego set that's coming out. It's the bridge of the original USS Enterprise from the original series. So you can get little Captain Kirk and little Spock and little Scotty. And a little Bones, and you can have little Bones yell at everybody by saying, "Damn it, man! I'm a doctor, not a blank." Um, Wolverine gets a story trailer, the PlayStation video game, which, by the way to announce an all digital future and then have PlayStation Network go down yesterday. That was fantastic, guys. Um, the God of War Lao Fei game is being released in February.
I'm very excited for that one.
It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. Um, you could actually, there was a Peanuts activation that was off-site where you could adopt your own little Snoopy,
Oh,
like based on the early drawings of Charlie Brown. I mean, on Charles Schultz.
that's so
So,
cute. That
yes,
is so cute.
yes. And then they had like hats and stuff, and one of the hats says "Happiness is a warm puppy." Yeah, it's great. Actually, here, I'm gonna show one of the photos. That way you can see it. Here it is.
Those are
So
so
you
darn
could
cute.
so you could choose between these. And then you got like a little adoption box, like a Build-A-Bear. You got an adoption certificate. And then you could get like blankets and stuff like that. Like I personally love it myself. I'm a Peanuts fan. Like there's just something so wholesome about them. Them and the Muppets, but we've already talked about the Muppets. Um, so yeah, there's that. And then let's see here. The lanterns pop-up was pretty buzzing too. You could become a Green Lantern. By the way, did you see the trailer for Lanterns?
No, I have been so bad about watching trailers lately. And the reason why is because there are immediately so many people dissecting them on social media that sometimes I
Yes.
feel like I have watched it.
Yeah, I get it.
But also, I most of the time when I watch a Marvel movie, it's for a friend. So my
Yeah,
friend Emily and her husband Matt
this
are
is a
absolutely huge Marvel fans, and they also have fatigue. And so I watch a lot of stuff so I can talk about it with her, and she goes in completely blind
yeah,
to all Marvel movies on purpose. And so I've started doing that, but it's just like social media also makes it a little impossible.
yeah. So this is DC Universe.
Mhm.
This is the trailer for Lanterns. Now, I'm not going to play the audio
Don't want to get flagged.
exactly. So I'll have the subtitles up or the closed caption. So here you go. Oh, wait. Nope, this is the wrong one. Stand by.
Sorry.
No,
It's
you're
not
good.
Comic Con without some technical difficulties, everyone.
I know, right? I know. Yeah, that's why it said 4 months ago. That's dumb. There we go. There we go. Here we go. I got it now. We're good. We're good. We're fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine here. How are you? Okay. Ready?
All right, let's do this.
Okay. Tense music playing. Door creaks. There's Jon Stewart, and Hal Jordan splashes water on him. Says it's time to get up.
A space
So,
cop.
yeah. So Green Lanterns are intergalactic cops. Um. Yeah. So he's like, fly. So Stewart makes a bird construct using the ring, and Jordan's like, "What the hell?" Um. So yeah, it's really cool. Their power is actually based on willpower. So what's going on is people are being murdered, and so like Hal and John are trying to figure out like what's going on, and they turns out the victims are probably alien. um, of course, you got your gun toting people. I mean, look at this. Like Hal has the shield using the ring. So the Manhunters are these villains that were actually used by the Guardians of the Universe at one point. I know this is like going to go over a lot of people's heads. Um, and so they were used actually to neutralize threats, but then they ended up like doing their own thing. They got sentience and ended up revolting against the core and the Guardians of the Universe. They can also shapeshift. Um, so yeah, we see them on another planet here. Um, this, so there's a Manhunter right there. This guy, hold on.
That's this guy.
Well, never mind. So, yep, there's our boy Guy. There's Hal. There's John. They're gonna use a drill. Yeah. So the ring's always been his, and now here's Hal. He's going to visit a prisoner, and this is Sinestro, who trained Hal Jordan as a Green Lantern before he became evil. Um, John is a former Marine. And then, yeah, we're going to get some more action here. Hal stops Manhunter from exploding or from killing people. And then you see the Lantern motto here. Yeah, it's going to be wild.
It's hard. I don't know. I feel like going into any superhero movie right now is just such a gamble.
Yes.
And it usually doesn't work out. But also, I don't really know how they keep making money. And the only thing I could think of is again, it's a holiday, you have the family together, what's something you can take grandma to
Mm-hmm.
and know you're not gonna stumble upon like a raunchy scene and it's
That
not gonna
one
be too violent.
that one may have raunch and a lot of violence. That's going to be HBO Max.
Yeah. No, sorry, not
That's
that
a
one, but
TV show.
generally like the
Yeah.
theatrical releases.
Yeah.
And
Except if you're
I
Deadpool.
don't know. So there's, and this is a little off topic.
Yeah.
There's this professor I interviewed for some stuff like years ago, who she does her research on superheroes and princesses.
Yeah.
She's a child development
Okay.
researcher. And so she has spent like literally years like looking into how like specifically like superhero movies versus like Disney princesses, like
Hmm.
the impact on kids. And as far as like Disney princesses, she found that like when boys are introduced to those storylines and things, like good things happen.
Yeah.
And she was finding, and she thought it was interesting that superheroes and like superhero toys are marketed towards children.
Yeah.
And she goes, but these movies are not meant for children.
Yeah.
And she's like, when you look at the ratings, like you should not be bringing your 4 year old to Avengers, and that's like happening. And she was talking about how it's kind of look at like the toy marketing versus this, and so
Yeah.
families are seeing superhero movies as like safe.
Yeah.
And she was interviewing these 4 year olds and kept asking him, who is your favorite Avenger, and they
Mhm.
kept saying the Hulk,
Yeah.
which she thought was interesting because like he doesn't have a movie. And well, I mean he does, but like
Yeah.
modern day. And because she was expecting them to say like Captain America or Spider-Man, and they
Yeah.
kept saying the Hulk, and she would ask why, and they would say, well, because he smashes things.
Yeah.
And she was pretty much finding out that like parents were like, oh, if I take them to Captain America, they're going to take like these lessons away about how to be a good person. She's like, no, like developmentally, like these kids like aren't ready for that.
Yeah.
But
That's
also
true.
like, how do you tell parents like stop taking your young children to
Yeah.
like a Marvel movie when it's so heavily being like the toys are marketed towards them? I don't know. It's an interesting study, and she was fascinating to talk to.
Yeah.
But shoot, and that's when you kind of started seeing the rise of like the children's superhero programming.
Yeah. Oh,
But
like Spidey and his amazing friends.
yeah, and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So
Do you want to talk about that Dungeon Crawler Carl casting real quick? I have to go to the bathroom if you want to talk about that real quick. I
yes.
am so sorry I'm saying that on stream. I will be right back.
You know what? We normalize bladders on this
Okay.
show.
Okay.
At least when I'm here, I will normalize bladders.
Okay. You talk about that real quick and then I will be right back. Hold on.
Yeah, wow. I have so much power right now. I can say anything I want because he's gone. But yeah, so Dungeon Crawler Carl fans, they did the first announcement of the cast, and I have thoughts about it. Jeff Hayes is going to be doing Princess Donut, and while I know that makes a lot of audiobook listeners happy, I have some deep thoughts about that. And one of them is I don't want things to become too much of a joke. And when I say too much of a joke, I mean like certain male populations where, we finally have gotten past this idea of like cross dressing or like being gay, like not being used for humor. Cause it used to just be like people would just like make fun of the trans community and the queer community and that sort of thing. And so there is a concern that that might be happening here. And I see that in a lot of queer spaces out being discussed right now. At the same time, like I do appreciate fan service, but I really wish the role had gone to a female actress. I really do. I don't have any sort of wish list for casting for the show, for Princess Donut, whatever. I am a big fan of hire lesser known actors or unknowns because then all of a sudden your production cost is a lot cheaper. Cheaper it is, the more likely it is to be renewed, et cetera, et cetera. It's pretty much my opinion about a lot of properties that are being adopted is like keep it unknown, keep it cheap. But I am concerned about it making things too much into a joke, especially when DCC is so much about critique of gamer culture,
Yeah.
that having a man do a female character's voice acting could potentially lean too far into some like anti-queer sentiment.
Honestly, yeah, I agree. I think that like I'm happy Hayes got casted in the show.
Mhm.
I just feel like they should have made him like the AI voice or even just like Mordecai's voice.
Mhm. I
Um,
think it could be hilarious if they had him do like all of the voices.
Even
I think that
Carl's.
could be funny. And people have said like cast him in every role.
Yeah.
And while I appreciate like fan service, you don't see this sort of call for like any other audiobook narrator.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious what kind of I don't want to I don't want to use the term like cult of personality around him, but it's so interesting because now in the last few months I've seen the shift towards people saying that the books wouldn't be popular if it wasn't for Jeff Hayes. When obviously like they started as indies and they would have never even had the funding to do an audiobook if it wasn't
Yeah.
picked up by Audible and if it wasn't doing well. But I don't know, I just every time a I don't know, like it's the opportunity to bring in an actress in when in the first two books there really are no female characters
Yeah.
who get screen time other than Donut.
I
And
yeah.
it's not like Matt Dinniman's fault because really it's just like those two are their own
Yeah.
party for the first two books. And I have only read the first three, but it's I don't know, it has me hesitant. It has me very hesitant. And I know a lot of big discussion right now is people want Chris Pratt to be Carl, and Carl in the books is in his 20s. And people are like, stop trying to age Carl up. He's supposed to be like a young guy. Keep him so like keep him in his proper age range. Do not cast a 40 or 50-year-old man as Carl.
Hell, get the kid who's playing Percy Jackson to play Carl.
I love Walker's Carl. People
Um,
are waiting for the season 4 announcement for Percy Jackson, and people are disappointed it didn't come at Comic Con, but people are like, nah, Disney's going to do their own thing for that.
yeah, D23 is where that's going to happen. I will also say this. Can I say one thing about Dungeon Crawler Carl?
Yeah, absolutely. You can say more than one thing.
It's overhyped.
Yeah.
It is so overhyped. And here's the thing, if you're watching this and you are a Dungeon Crawler Carl fan, that's awesome. I am not here to yuck your yum. I'm not here to do any of that. I personally just think it's overhyped. I am only 7 chapters into book 2 and I'm really not feeling it. I just I'm not feeling it. And I hear it gets better, but you know, I don't know.
People
Um,
are saying, and this is why I saw this today and it made a lot of sense. They're saying that this is essentially romantasy for men
it
in the way
is.
that it's wish fulfillment. And the thing is that's not how Matt Dinniman, that's not why these books are written.
I get it. I get it.
And I haven't really gotten to a lot of the themes that. So actually, my Marvel friend Emily is the one who we have like the exact same book taste.
Yeah.
And so she told me you should read these books. And that was last summer. And her husband's like, oh my gosh, you need to read them. And I started them and she talks about how she's like really into certain themes and I haven't gotten to those themes yet.
Hmm.
And I trust her, but she's also like, yeah, like people are treating it like it's this huge, absolutely amazing thing. And it's fun, but
Yeah.
people are taking it way too seriously and are completely like missing the point because it does have a ton of critique about gamer culture in it. And
Hmm.
especially like sexism within gamer culture.
Yeah.
And I really have appreciated that as, you know, a woman who games and has a ton of issues I come across because of that. But people seem to just be thinking like macho Hulk.
Yeah.
It's like Carl is not the Hulk. Like Carl is a guy who very much does not want to be in the situation he's in.
Yeah. I agree.
But who also like went into a dungeon with a cat who he was fishing out of a tree.
Yes. Wearing undersized Crocs.
Yes, random size Crocs. And one thing I think is interesting is Matt Denman and his wife just rescued a Persian kitten.
Yeah.
They had cat. They've always had cats, and two of theirs died last year. And he said they were kind of hesitant about adopting again. But he has been very vocal about like Persian cats are usually not bred ethically,
Yeah.
and along with most breeds that like have breathing issues because you make their faces flat. He's talked about how he is very, very nervous and is concerned that the books are going to cause a spike in demand for Persian cats.
Hmm.
And he's like, and I'm afraid that's going to increase like unethical breeding practices, especially for these cats that are finally starting to see like more ethical practices. But he also said that like this isn't a cat that like anyone gets. Like you specifically need to know how to take care of this breed because of their health issues. So I think that's interesting. And I feel like if you were to write it today, he probably wouldn't make her a Persian cat. But he
Probably.
never knew it was gonna blow up, right? Like, and
Yeah.
so I don't know, but that's like a side note. But he's been very, very vocal. Like my wife like adopted this cat that was at a rescue. We were hesitant on getting another cat, but we were afraid that like if we did not adopt the cat, someone who has like no experience caring
Yeah.
for this breed was going to get it and not know what to do with, a cat that suffocate because it can't breathe.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'll put it this way. If people are going to become obsessed with a series, I'd rather it have a creator who's not problematic.
True.
And he's absolutely not problematic at all.
That is true, unlike another person that we know.
Yeah.
Or that we, yeah. Looks like the Marvel panel is running a bit late right now. But apparently Herbie just rolled out on stage.
Is
Her
Herbie the newest Avenger?
Herbie is the newest Avenger. Not the Love Bug. We're talking about Herbie the robot from Fantastic Four.
I was thinking of the car.
You were thinking the car?
I'm like, why is Herbie there?
No. Nice.
That's where my
So
brain went. I'm sorry. This is
no,
weird.
you're good. So I'm going to just keep refreshing the page here as it's coming up. But for that, we are going to do something. I'm going to talk about something really funny, and then we're going to dive into some Star Wars news, and then we're going to from Comic-Con, and then we're going to dive back into like more comic and entertainment stuff. Um there was a Spaceballs panel at Comic-Con. They brought Rick Moranis back. He
Love
actually was
that.
on stage. They combed Hall H trying to find Dark Helmet, and then finally, like Rick Moranis stood up and pulled the helmet up, and then like he's wearing it like as he did in Spaceballs. Um,
Amazing.
yeah. So they said in maybe the best part or best moment of the panel, the team revealed that Spaceballs would be the first film in a cinematic universe called the Almighty Schwartz Saga, aka the Ass. They even revealed plans for a whole asshole with a massive selection of screens that went by so fast we couldn't catch them all. But here are a few. So here we go. This is from Jermaine Lucier. This is via his Twitter page because I don't call it the other thing. So as you can see here,
Oh gosh.
there's phase one and phase two. Then there's a Time is the Flat Circle, which is Spaceballs the animated series, Spaceballs the animated series reboot, Spaceballs the animated series live action, Spaceballs the animated series the musical. Phase three, or is it six? Yogurt, Mog, Heroes of Druidia, Rogue Dumb, Spaceballs for Kids, um, Legend Legend of Confusion here. Then we have phase four question mark. We lost count. Spaceballs versus Spaceballs. Spaceballs versus Spaceballs versus Spaceballs. Spaceballs enough is enough. Spaceballs enough is never enough. Then we have the phase five here with Pizza the Hut, a Lone Star, two space, two balls.
I was waiting for the Too Fast, Too Furious reference. I was
Yes.
waiting for that.
Here we go. Two space, two balls, Vespa, Schwarzatar, so Avatar, Dot Matrix, and Colonel Sanders. Let's see here. Maybe all of these happen at the same time. Phase 6 question mark. Spaceballs the cookbook. Spaceballs the lunchbox, the coloring book. The fragrance, the board game, the NFT collection, the lawsuit, the apology, the retraction, the apology for the retraction, and earnings call quarter two.
I love camp and I love people who don't take themselves too seriously.
Yes. Oh, here we go. Here's more. Phase 9, good lord. Phase 10, it's relative, and it looks like Tony Stark's time heist thing from Endgame. Phase 11, all of this. Yeah. So they really did a number on this, and it was amazing.
I'm obsessed.
Oh, I love it. I think it's amazing. So yeah, there's your Spaceballs, the whole the asshole saga. Um, yeah. Um, jeez. All right, let's talk some
Book news.
yes. So, real quick, Games Radar says there was a false alarm waiting for action to begin at Hall H. Apparently, they've been handing out Doom masks and cloaks to everyone that were in Hall H.
That's gonna take forever.
Yes. So here we go. So one of the things that was announced through Lucasfilm is so we have the Star Wars experience coming up for the 50th anniversary next year.
Mhm.
And this is actually going to be at the Franklin Institute in Philly before it goes on a 5-year USA tour. Um, so here's the poster and everything. Um, so it's going to have 70 different artifacts, or more than 70 different artifacts, from like Darth Maul's lightsaber to Vader's armor, creatures including like Grogu, droids, R2, 3PO, a full size speeder bike, and props from Andor. Let's see here. So you'll be able to enter the throne room on Naboo.
Ooh.
So you'll be able to see Padme's dress as well as her throne. I love these portraits here in the background too, by the way. Like they're just gorgeous. Here we also have Ahsoka's outfit, and then we have Vader's outfit too. Um, so there's that. Do you want me to keep this up? Do you have thoughts on this?
I think it's cool.
Yeah, yeah,
I think it's
I
really cool.
I do too. And then we have a Tie Fighter, which is awesome. Yeah, you can't go wrong with the Tie Fighter.
No.
Really can't. And then we have the carbon freezing chamber. So you actually get to see Han Solo in carbonite. It would be great if you could actually freeze yourself.
That'd be fun. That'd be so much
Yeah.
fun. They have those oh gosh, I saw one of these at a museum I went to with a friend once. You know how they have like the bead things where you like put your hand through it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And all they have to do is one of those walls.
Hmm.
And I
I agree.
used one of those at a museum once for something else. I don't even remember, but all they'd have to do is put one of those, make it the right color,
Hmm.
go through it, pause, and carbonite.
Yeah. Oh, it'd be amazing. I'd love it. It'd be so much fun. And then, yeah, so that's about it. But then it says the force that connects us using the latest RFID technology, your journey becomes uniquely personal. Shaped by your choices and driven by your force allegiance, move throughout the exhibition, experience hidden moments, evolving interactions, and story elements that unfold all around you, culminating in one memorable finale.
That's cool.
So that's cool. So like they may have like two different rooms, like one for light side, one for dark side, maybe, and then like you can like choose which one. I don't know. Like,
I think
so
that's
yes. So tickets go on sale in November. and it will run from February 13th through September 6th in Philly, and then it will have a 5-year North American tour.
I like that
Which
they're doing a tour too, though. Like that's
yeah, yeah,
yeah. Because Philly also just seems like a random place to do it.
yeah. But have you been to Franklin Institute in Philly?
No.
Oh, it's great. It's fantastic.
I mean, I have a 5 hour layover in Philly coming up in December, so who knows?
There you go. Yeah, but you won't see the Star Wars
Oh no,
exhibit.
I won't see Star Wars. I
No.
mean, Philly's like a train ride away, though. It's not
Yeah.
bad. But
Here we go. We have toy news from Hasbro.
yes,
All right. Our boy Rada the Hutt.
with his abs.
Yes. Yes. So we have a new Anakin Skywalker vintage collection. This is going to be part of a line called the Battle of Geonosis. So we get Anakin. Let's see here. Yeah. So we get Anakin with his little Padawan braid before he gets his hand chopped off.
R.I.P.
Uh, yes. Now we have
Hands,
Obi-Wan.
hands chopped off.
Hands, yes. Now we have Obi-Wan, which I love that Obi-Wan figure. It's beautiful. Hasbro does such a great job with sculpts, by the way. Like they do such a great job. We have Padme.
She looks awesome.
Yes, complete with droid blaster rifle. Super battle droid, which is really cool.
Did I ever? Okay,
Regular
side
battle
note.
droid. Yeah.
There was this board game we played in college a lot. I don't remember what it was, but it was
Mhm.
like some Star Wars battle thing, and you would choose your character, and you're on a map, and you move and battle each other.
Mhm.
And I always did Palpatine because he came
Mhm.
with two super battle droids who were somehow like completely overpowered for what they should have
Yes.
been.
Yes, I know the game you're talking about. Yeah.
And every single time I killed Vader by using a super battle droid. So when we played it, they had to ban me from playing because they're
That's
like, you
awesome.
can't use your super battle droids.
That's fantastic. That's awesome.
So, sorry, that's my little
No,
side.
no, it's great. I love
Is
it.
it was me and my super battle droids against the world.
Nice. We have a regular BD1 battle droid or BB1 battle droid, not BD1. BD1's Happy Taps. We don't. He's not a battle droid. We have. Oh, that's right. Gar Saxon, I believe, as a Mandalorian super commando. That's Black Series, actually. Um, we have Mother Talzin as a
She's
Black Series.
awesome.
Yes. We have there's oh that's not Rex, that's Fives, I think.
Cancel the entire line.
Yeah.
Entire line is canceled.
Yes. So there's that. Um, no, it's Arc Trooper Jesse. Sorry, it's Jesse.
There's no
Um,
Captain Rex.
no, but he's gotten tons of Black Series before.
But there's
Uh, I know, I know. We have
what
Embo
if
and his dog.
he's not there because he is under the mask
Maybe.
in Avengers Doomsday. It is Captain
Yes,
Rex.
it's Captain Rex. Rex is going to be the cause of all of the incursions. Yes. Here's Embo and his dog. There's our boy. Rod is getting a Black Series.
And 1,000 fanfics were born.
Yes. Here's the vintage collection, Rada. So the difference between these two is Black Series is usually about 6 inches tall, and most of the vintage collection are usually about 3 3/4 inches tall. Sometimes they will do like a 6 inch vintage collection on vintage card back. Um, so yeah, there's that. Here is the bad guy from the Mandalorian and Grogu, or well, at the beginning of the movie, with his little ship here, and it looks like we have some Imperial Remnant snowtroopers in the background. And it says fantasy scene, additional figurines sold separately. Um, oh, here's a Mandalorian Super Commander Commando Crevice. Here's the one dude that died.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, here's Merrick, or Maroc, I should say. We're getting a new X-wing. Yay! Love me some X-wings. Comes with a little R2 and a Luke. We are actually getting a thermal detonator. I love thermal detonators. This will actually be a cosplay prop that you can use.
That's cool.
Yeah, we lost viewers. Whatever, it's fine. And here's the Commander Jesse helmet, which I think is cool.
It's a cool looking helmet.
Yeah. Here's the Night Troopers Captain Enoch from Ahsoka. That's actually pretty cool.
Where's the rest of him?
These are just helmets.
I'm just like,
Okay.
just have a disembodied head here.
Yes. Here's a snow shore trooper with his little walker. Let's see here. That's about that. So there's that. We're almost to books. I promise we are almost to books.
Hey, well, we're talking about figurines. The
Yeah.
Legend of Zelda ones are great.
Yes, they are. They are.
And I love how they just made a massive Ganondorf.
Yes. Hasbro's great at making massive figures, by the way. We have the cast of Zero Company, the brand new Star Wars game that comes out at the end of August, which I am getting. Physically, by the way. We
Got to put
have
that out there.
Yes. So we have Jonathan Freeman, who's going to be playing the male version of Hawks. D. Bradley Baker is back as Trick CT3301. Erica Luttrell is going to play the female version of Hawks. So you can actually choose between male or female for your main character. Judy Alice Lee is playing Jay Mordant. Vic Michaels is playing Runa Blask. We have Rika Sharma as Kundry Fathom, JB Blank as Cab Uppercut. Another great freaking Star Wars name. I love it. I love it. Cab Uppercut. This guy's going on my team, by the way. I'm
Do
going
you
to have
just
this guy.
like? Do you just think there's a guy whose entire job is to come up with Star Wars names, or do you think they have like a generator they use at this point?
I think it's just the Lucasfilm story group's just like, yeah, let's just come up with this dude's name.
They just like have certain like syllables in a hat.
Yeah. I mean, well, you had Therm Scissor Punch in Solo. So we have another Jedi here, Tel Rhea Vokos, played by Nicole Rainteau. Alex McKenna as Clyde Culvero, that's a Mandalorian. Jason Spisak as Luco Bronk, who's your Umbaran. Jim Peary as Niche Renarik. This is another one of Zeb's species. I'm blanking on their species right now. Dylan Kennan as Visser. Leo Howard as Bennick Halloran. He's going to be like in Republic Intelligence. DC Douglas as Mevo, a droid. We love our droids here. Hunter Smith as Typhon, which is another droid. Matt Lanter is coming back as Anakin Skywalker. Yeah. So we have some screenshots here from the game.
Looks cool.
Yes. So Respawn that worked on the Jedi games has been working on this too. And as you can see here, so like this is a turn-based tactical game. So like you've got your battle droids and everything. I mean, come on, that dude's on fire. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Then you've got a clone and an Umbaran here. And then you can run an all droid squad if you want.
That's cool.
Yes. And then this guy's surrounded, but he don't care.
He's gonna Leroy Jenkins his way out of that.
Yeah, and here's Uppercut. I love this dude. I mean, he's got a metal hand.
I love when they just make weird little guys.
Yeah, they're glup shittos.
Yes.
They're glup shittos. Um, so yeah, Zero Company releases in August. Okay. It is book time.
Yes.
It is
And
book time.
I actually am for sure reading one of them.
Oh, are we talking about the one that I shared with you?
Yeah, the I'm definitely reading. I was planning on reading
Eyes Like Stars?
actually posting pretty much anything she writes, I read.
Yeah. Yeah, she wrote Eyes Like Stars, which is the romance one.
Yeah, and I've mentioned this to you, but anyone who's watching, she has a YA romance trilogy that takes place around essentially like a Star Trek convention. And it's pretty great because of course like you have like the Cinderella one with like her and the star, but then you have a like they reboot an old series, and of course when like the movie comes out, the actress who plays like the main female character gets like a ton of sexist hate, and so it's interesting because it does have like a little bit of like you get the critique there, but then I don't know, you get the sweetness, and I don't know, they're one of them made me cry, and I'm like, this is a YA romance series about like a Star Trek convention. Why am I crying in this right now? But they're great. Highly recommend everyone. They do. There's the Cinderella, Beauty and the Beast, and then like the Prince and the Pauper ones.
Mm.
So
Um, that's awesome.
mhm.
So this book here is a follow-up to The Princess and the Scoundrel, which was the one that I told you to read.
Yeah, but you haven't technically won our bet yet
Because of Maul. That's right.
because you didn't specify season one. So
Anyway,
Captain Rex can still show up in Mall season two, and if anyone is watching this who happens to be on the storyboard team, help a girl out.
so you don't have to read Princess and the Scoundrel.
No, it's not so I don't have to read it, it's so you have to read Bloodlust and Bonnets.
Okay. I forgot that that was the book. So this here is called Twin Crossroads. Beth Revis is writing this, and this is Luke training Leia, which is one of the scenes that we got in The Rise of Skywalker. And you can see her lightsaber right there. Um, oh, all of the original books from the original trilogy, the novelizations, are getting brand new audiobooks, all narrated by Mark Thompson, who's an amazing Star Wars narrator. And that will be for the 50th anniversary. There is a Star Wars celebration book coming out, done by DK, which is celebrating all 50 years of the saga so far. So like you can see here, there's a page for James Earl Jones and how he found his voice for Vader. There is Anthony Bresnikan, who works for the Star Wars team, is going to be writing a book called Star Wars Icons Vader. Oh wait, that's from his. Okay, so this is from Vader. So sorry, forgive me. This is actually from the Vader book. Mad Cave Studios, who's a great independent comic book publisher, and yes, I'm plugging them because we do get digital goodies from them. They are starting a they're starting a brand new line of Star Wars graphic novels with their paper cuts imprint. And so you can see here, there's some more. Here's some more graphic novels here. Kevin Scott is actually going to be writing one of these, and that is the Race for Jabba's Bounty, which deals with Han Solo and Chewie. And there's our boy Jackson. We have our boy Jackson here, the bunny. And then we've got Bob A. Feet here. And then you can see Greedo meets Jackson right here. It's great. Um, and then we also have The Legend of Baker's Canyon, which this is Luke with Biggs and his buddies. And they're racing land speeders.
It's so cute.
Yes, the Legend of Baker's Canyon is actually going to be written by Greg Pak. The High Republic is continuing. Yeah, boy. This is from the Pathfinders. Yes, this is from Pathfinders number 4, which Pathfinder teams were like first contact teams that the Republic had sent out during the High Republic era. Um, and yo, danger. Um, which this is written by George Mann, who's an amazing writer. Cavan Scott is coming back to do a Star Wars horror series again, Galactic Tales of Terror. Cavan Scott's great at these. You have Jabba the Hutt's palace here. I just love the art and just like the shading and everything too. Like it's just perfect. Yeah, yeah, it's fun. So there's that. And here's your
Yes,
book.
my girl.
This is out now, actually. You can
It's
get this
on, there's like 3 books I need to go out and buy, and this one's at the top of my list.
now. And it's in paperback too, which is actually really cool. So I wouldn't say this is the first Star Wars romance novel because we did get Lost Stars, which I also highly recommend. Because it's just an incredible it's just an incredible book. But I do want to read this. This actually takes place during the sequel trilogy, by the way.
Okay.
So it says, oh, never mind. Hiding from the Dark. This is going to be a new middle grade horror novel by Kirsten White.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
I know her.
yeah.
Uh,
She wrote a
so,
Kenobi book that was good.
so Kirsten White is very hit or miss.
Yeah,
I have found, so she's mostly known for like the Annie Darkin series, which is
yeah,
about like Vlad the Impaler's children.
yes,
And I listened to the first two on audiobook and then bought the third one because it was a forever long wait, and realized that the Fiona Hardingham in the audiobook narration really saves the prose,
okay,
if I can put it nicely.
yes,
I read one other book by her and couldn't do another one,
okay,
because I did realize that again, Fiona Hardingham is an amazing narrator. And when you're reading it or listening to another audiobook narrator, they can't really save the awkward writing.
yeah,
So that was, I haven't read one of her books in like 7 years. So that's a long time. Maybe it's a little bit better, but it wouldn't be I wouldn't, I'd probably be a little hesitant about picking it up
yeah.
because of
Oh,
the name.
real quick, Ryan Gosling to play Ghost Rider in the MCU.
Okay.
Yep, just announced 8 minutes ago. Yes, it's coming out in 2028.
So they're really, really trying to save themselves right now, is what I'm hearing.
And it's from the director of Deadpool and Wolverine, who's also directing him, Gosling, in Star Wars Starfighter that comes out next year. So we get a Ryan Gosling double feature, actually a triple feature because we had Project Hail Mary this year too. So we get 3 years of Gosling movies. So he's playing, yes, so he is playing Ghost Rider. We don't know which one yet. So because there's like 3 Ghost Riders.
All of
But
them. He's
yes.
playing all of the Ghost Riders.
Yeah, so I just wanted to bring that up real quick. And we broke that 8 minutes later. Anyway, but I know what you mean about prose and everything. Her so Kirsten White's Obi-Wan Kenobi book is actually pretty decent.
Okay.
And she's also co-writing a Something is Killing the Children novel with James Tinian, who writes that comic series.
I mean, yeah,
which,
it's possible that maybe she has a better team than she did before,
yeah,
but she did a Frankenstein retelling that I really did not like
yeah,
and was a little more than a little cliche.
yeah.
But
Um, real quick, Ahmed Best is going to be the ambassador for Star Wars Reads Month in October.
no,
I love that. And Marvel also they announced Indiana Jones is getting a 5-issue miniseries written by Jason Aaron, which takes place after Raiders of the Lost Ark. So this should actually be a lot of fun.
fight more Nazis.
Yes. Also coming soon from Marvel Comics, Indiana Jones: The Further Adventures, Volume 1 and Volume 2 include film adaptations of Raiders, Temple of Doom, and The Last Crusade, plus the further adventures of Indiana Jones series that expanded the character's mythos. So that should be fun. I will actually pick those up, I think. So that's it for Star Wars books. Um, Let me see here. The Russos just came out on stage, and apparently they brought some cast for Doomsday with them. Okay. Um, two
I think
years
they've been
ago,
hyping this movie for like 3 years, I feel like at this
yeah.
point.
So the Russos said 2 years ago we asked you to trust us when we tasked Robert Downey Jr. with doing a 180 from going from playing the greatest hero of all time to playing the greatest doll, and we knew we were going to have to assemble the greatest hero of the past ever to stop him. They told the crowd, "You'll see on December 18th whether it can or not." Okay, real quick, we all know they're going to lose this fight. Like,
There's a part two, they're gonna lose it.
well, yeah, Secret Wars is the part two, which don't even get me started on how they're going to botch Secret Wars. Because Secret Wars, okay, fine, I'll get into it. Secret Wars is a huge event, and they're basing these two movies off of what Jonathan Hickman wrote in 2015 with Secret Wars. And so with Battle World, they had all of these different sections of Battle World, um, where it was like all the multiverses collided and they were
Mhm.
like in these different sections, right? So like in one of the sections, the civil war between Cap and Iron Man never ended. And like Peter Parker, Black Widow got caught in the crossfire, and like Falcon got caught in the crossfire, and like all this other stuff, and like they died, right? There's another one where um Thanos ended up winning uh in with the Infinity Gauntlet and everything. There was one where Siege happened, which was this big storyline in like 2010 where um I think it was like Galactus I think might have been involved. I don't remember really. But if I was Disney and Marvel, what I would have done was I would have really greenlit multiple projects like on Disney Plus, whether they be animated or live action, to tell the story of what's going on in Battle World to coincide with the Secret Wars movie.
Mhm.
Because that way you can flesh it out. Because that movie is going to have a huge cast of characters, and not everybody's going to get the proper amount of screen time.
Yeah, like I
So,
don't imagine how you're gonna have any sort of character arc.
exactly. Exactly. So let's go on to, since this is Comic Con, by the way, keyword comics, we're going to go on to some comic stuff. Are you cool with that?
Yeah, let's do
Okay.
it.
So the Eisners happened, which is the comics Oscars, essentially.
Mhm.
So we're going to talk about, I'm going to go through all of the winners here. I'm going to, some of these I have not read, some of these I have read. Um, but we'll talk about it. So it says Eisner Award winners 2026. Best short story was one called Blood Harvest in a anthology called Brain Damage by Shintaro Kago, translated by Zach Davison from and Fantagraphics produced that. Best one shot slash single issue, Absolute Batman 2025 Annual Number One by Daniel Warren Johnson. DC published that. Best continuing series, Absolute Batman by Scott Snyder and Nick Dragotta, DC. Best limited series, Absolute Martian Manhunter by Dennis Camp and Javier Rodriguez, which they just announced these two are going to be writing a Batman book. And I can't wait. I cannot wait. Um, there's that. Best publication or best new series, Assorted Crisis Events by Dennis Camp and Eric Zawadzki from Image Comics. Best publication for early readers. Here you go. All the Hulk Feels.
Finally got one. They listened to the study.
Yes, they did. Best publication for kids, The Cartoonist Club by Raina Telgemeier and Scott McCloud. Scholastic produced that or published it. Best publication for teens, This Place Kills Me by Mariko Tamaki and Nicole Go. Best humor publication, Physics for Cats.
I just love that title.
Yes. Best anthology, DC Pride 2025. It was very good. DC Pride was very, very good. It's all about the LGBTQIA plus heroes in the DC universe.
That's cool.
Yeah, yeah. And they all got a chance to shine in that book, which is awesome. Best reality-based work, Back of Black Arms to Hold You Up, A History of Black Resistance. That actually sounds very, very good. Best graphic memoir, It Rhymes with Decay by George Takei. Top Shelf did that. Best graphic album new, Drome. Best graphic album reprint, Superman's Pal Jimmy Olsen, the Deluxe Edition by Matt Fraction. Best here's one for you. Here's one for you. Best adaptation from another medium, Lord of the Flies, the graphic novel.
Things no one asked for.
Yes, Penguin Classics produced that. Best U.S. edition of international material. Oh, jeez, I almost spilled my water. Nocturnos by Laura Perez from Fantagraphics. Best U.S. edition of international material Asia. Purgatory Funeral Cakes by Santo, published by Dark Horse. Best archival collection projects, the George Harriman Library, Kazi and Ignatz, 1926 to 1930. Okay. Best archival collection project, comic books, Akira volumes 1 through 5, hardcover collection. Best academic and scholarly work. Apparently, I can't speak tonight. Manga's first century, how creators and fans made Japanese comics. Best comics related periodical journalism, Sketched by David Harper. Best comics related book, Crumb, A Cartoonist's Life. Best publication design, The Essential Peanuts, designed by Sean Dahl with Chip Kidd. I love the Peanuts. Best webcomic, Tiger. Digital comic, Practical Defense Against Piracy. Best writers, here we go. Best writer, Mariko Tamaki for This Place Kills Me, which Mariko Tamaki wrote a run on Detective Comics for Batman, and it's incredible, by the way. Absolutely incredible. Best writer / artist, Jamal Campbell for Zatanna from DC. Best penciler and inker goes to Javier Rodriguez for Absolute Martian Manhunter.
Woo!
Yay.
Yay.
I mean, like here. Hold on.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Yeah.
Like they're great. I mean, they're great panels. Like, and this book is trippy as shit. Um, best cover artist, Javier Rodriguez. Best painter multimedia artist, Martin Simmons for Department of Truth. Check that one out. I think you'd like that. Department of Truth. Best coloring, Jordi Belair for Absolute Wonder Woman, The Nice House by the Sea, Exorcism at 1600 Penn, Assorted Crisis Events, Department of Truth, and Exquisite Corpses, G.I. Joe, and many others. Best lettering, Hassan Otsame Allahu for Absolute Martian Manhunter, Challengers of the Unknown, DCKO, Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, Starship Godzilla. Yeah, so those are your Eisners. So yay!
Congrats to all the winners.
Yes, Robert Downey Jr. is now on stage, and he's taking a selfie with everyone dressed as Doom in Hall H.
Who would have thought that everyone just happened to be there dressed like Doom?
Yes. Haley Atwell is also there, and she's returning as Peggy Carter in Doomsday.
Who is not in this movie at this point? Like this list is shorter. Is like they screwed Scarlett over,
They did.
so she's not going to be there.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna keep those as they're coming up.
Is Natalie Portman there yet? Or is she already confirmed
to play Jane again? Let's see here. So DC has unveiled a lot of stuff this weekend. As you can tell, I'm kind of a DC fanboy. They announced, so with this all-in initiative that they have, which includes the Absolute stuff, they announced this other thing called Next Level, which was like they were going to bring some more titles in. So like they have a Batwoman series, Deathstroke, Barbara Gordon, Firestorm, Deadshot's getting a one shot apparently, and so like a few others. But now they are doing the Demon, which is Etrigan the Demon. So they're gonna go more into supernatural stuff with Next Level. Oh, they also announced Legion of Superheroes, and that was a few weeks ago. Jonah Hex is getting a 6-issue miniseries, which is going to be written and drawn by Michael Walsh, who does Exquisite Corpses, which is amazing, by the way. The two knuckleheads that do this, and I say knuckleheads with all love, are doing Shadow of the Bat, which is going to take place in Gotham City. And then we are getting something really cool. We are actually getting not one, not two, but 3 black led and black created comic book titles.
Yes.
From DC. We are getting Vixen, which Vixen's an incredible character. Steel, who's part of the Superman family. And Static Shock is getting an ongoing again, because Static is actually part of the Teen Titans now, in mainline continuity, which I think is really cool. That's not all. Matt Fraction's Batman and Scott Snyder's Absolute Batman are going to meet for a one shot that comes out on Batman Day. And
There's a Batman. When is Batman Day?
September 19th. Yes, it is a Saturday. I believe it's a Saturday. Yes.
That's great.
I'm looking right now. And it is called... Yeah, go ahead.
I just was thinking about the Batarang.
Yes.
Are there any like Australian superheroes or like superhero properties that happen in Australia? Because I feel like that could be hilarious.
So the X-Men went to Australia. at one point in their
Yeah.
history. Yeah. One of Flash's rogues is Captain Boomerang, who's from Australia.
Mhm.
So yeah, there's some Aussies.
Because I just realized like how like US centric
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
is.
This one is called the Batman of Two Worlds. So you get like 7 foot, 400 pound Bruce Wayne from the Absolute Universe versus like little itty bitty Bruce Wayne from ours. Um, yeah. They also announced Cyborg is coming to Absolute Flash. Cheetah is coming to Absolute Wonder Woman. And Black Canary is getting an absolute one shot also because she's in the Green Arrow series right now. So there you go. Pedro Pascal has confirmed him and that Reed Richards and Victor Von Doom have a history in Doomsday.
I just can't. Like at this point, like it's just like they have to know they're a joke, right? Like they have to know that they're the butt of a joke.
Yeah. Apparent. Oh God. So I, I love, I love Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. Like I think he's great.
Mhm.
Reynolds has appeared in Hall H as Deadpool, but not the one we know and love. This version of the character is blue and gray. Maybe we'll find out soon why Thor was crying. Reynolds asks the cast, and Paul Rudd replies he's a Wrexham fan.
I
It's
would
not
have
clear yet
rather
if he's in Doomsday.
I would have rather not have known any of this until the movie. But like it's like they keep hearing and being like, well, let's just throw someone else in the movie and people will come for them.
Yeah. Do you want to know this exclusive footage that they're getting?
What exclusive footage are they getting?
So, okay. So it says Hall H is now being treated to some exclusive footage from Doomsday. This shows the rivalry between Doom and Richards in a clip narrated by Sue Storm. Victor, did you do this? Reed asks him. All of you have lived stolen lives, and now you must give them back, Doom responds. Elsewhere, we hear Sue say, I knew he was lost. I didn't realize he was broken. The footage ends with Doom bringing an army of Sentinels back to life.
What is like Doom's like thing? Like what's his motivation? Like why is he here?
So, people are saying that his motivation in this movie is because of the time heist. It has had repercussions for the multiverse.
Mhm.
So it's causing these other worlds to like incur on each other. So apparently Doom is losing his universe. So he's like trying to stop these incursions from happening, apparently.
So like legit reasons.
It's like how Thanos had legit reasons for
Yeah.
like, you know, honestly, Thanos was right, essentially. But Thanos could
Yeah.
have also snapped his fingers and had more food and resources for people too, but
Yeah.
nobody does that.
He's a man. He didn't think it through.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Have
dark
we
men.
had any female? Well, no, besides Al. I guess have we only had one
So Hella,
female? Yeah. She's the only one I
so
can think of.
no, there was the one from the Marvels.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
I forget. I honestly don't even remember what Marvel movies are out anymore. I at one point I was like, oh, I'm behind, and then I'm like, well, I guess I can't watch anything else.
Ryan Coogler has announced Black Panther 3 is coming in December of 28.
If he's starring who?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if they're going to age up the kid that was introduced at the end of the second one after Secret
Mhm.
Wars. I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe they will age him up and he'll become the new Black Panther. But honestly, Shuri's the Black Panther in my opinion because she does earn that in that movie.
Yeah, but she also has really bad press.
She does. She does.
And the way she responded to that bad press was not good.
Yeah. So, but yeah, there have been a lot of comic announcements coming out of this Comic-Con, which I'm very grateful for because I feel like San Diego really gets overshadowed by this that we're
Everything.
seeing here. Um, like people were camped out for this Hall H line for Marvel since like Wednesday and Thursday.
Yep.
Like, I get it. I get it. But at the same time, I'm getting the updates as you all are. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, and like I mentioned, the announcement of like the romance novels getting a
Yeah.
show, I'm like, there's no reason Sarah Adams should ever have been at Comic Con when
Yeah.
she writes cozy romances with no hint of science, like
Yeah.
fiction, fantasy, superheroes, not like literally just a small town
Yeah.
romance series. And she's like, this in from Comic Con. And I'm like, why are you there? Why are you there? Why are you on a panel? And why is this announcement happening?
Yeah. Well, I mean, also look at this. So they even have non science fiction, non fantasy, non comic book properties being shown at this convention too. Like Reacher just got a season 4 trailer that was released at Comic-Con. Spaceballs, which I wouldn't really classify as a sci-fi, it's just a comedy.
Yeah.
They're there. Um, so you have this mixture, but like when I see all of the comic news coming out of this, it makes me more excited than movie stuff and TV stuff. Um, what do you want me to try to look for some more? Okay.
Oh dear. What's happening?
We do have confirmation. New Black Panther revealed. Yep. It's going to be T'Challa's son, grown up.
Because we can't have it be a woman.
And did you see Alien Romulus?
No.
Okay. It's one of the guys from Alien Romulus is in it.
But
Yeah.
like, why couldn't have he had like a daughter?
That's a
Because
good
like
question.
I mean, like we know the reason. Like we know the reason.
Well,
But
also
it's just I hate to see it going back to a man.
Nakia could have been the Black Panther too, instead of
Yeah.
Shuri, in
Yeah.
my opinion. Um, so this shows us that there's going to be a huge reset after Secret Wars.
Yeah,
Um,
no, there's not.
yeah.
We thought there
Uh,
was gonna be the reset earlier, but
yeah, but now it's like there's confirmed. So Johnson says, I want to say thank you so much. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you to this amazing family that I have the honor and privilege of blessing to join. I actually don't want to say too much because I want to let this screen do the talking, but believe me, the honor is entirely mine. Thank you.
whoever did their writing was just like calling it in.
I
Like every time you've been reading something they've been saying, I'm like, did AI read this? And I'm like, someone spent like 5 seconds writing that.
yeah. So this is Games Radar that we're getting this from. Um we will not be seeing any TV stuff from this panel because it's all movies. But they did announce Vision Quest will be in October, which is the Vision-led WandaVision spinoff. And Daredevil season 3 will be soon. Let me see here. I'm just trying to get this as we're talking. And that's it. No X-Men after all, and no reveals from Secret Wars.
I'm just like Googling right now to see
Yeah.
like what movies have come out in the last few years.
So they pretty much
Really? Okay, so it's actually been a year since Fantastic Four.
Yeah, that was
Huh.
last year.
That's
Remember,
like
it
the
was the
longest gap
summer
ever.
of yeah, it was the summer of Fantastic Four and Superman. So yeah, they talked about the Endgame encore, and it will feature an exclusive look at Doomsday. Gosling's playing Ghost Rider. Um, let's see here. Spider-Man: Brand New Day. They showed some more footage of John Barenthal as Punisher. And they showed Spider-Man fighting the Hulk. And then they showed Doomsday stuff, and yeah, Peggy Carter is going to be in Doomsday. Ryan Reynolds showed up, but that's probably to either promote Deadpool being in Doomsday or Secret Wars, or to get the ball rolling on Deadpool 3. Hall H is being, yeah, they had the footage from Doomsday, and then they gave us the Black Panther 3 announcement, and um yeah, that's about it. It says, and then their final thing was still plenty of big announcements from the Marvel SDCC 2026 panel, including the introduction of Ryan Gosling in the MCU and the casting of David Johnson in Black Panther 3. Um, yeah. So there you have it, folks. The reveals have happened. Um, and honestly, pretty lackluster.
I mean, what else are they going to do? Everyone's already in the movie.
Yeah, that's true.
They're not taking any risks on anything. I mean, every new property they've announced, they've just abandoned.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame. I don't want people that are watching this to think that I'm just bashing on Marvel, because I'm truly not. But it's a shame that they never did anything with Shang-Chi. Outside of the Marvels, we haven't seen Kamala Khan or Monica Rambeau or even Carol Danvers in a while. Which, while that movie has some problems, it's still a very fun movie.
It's,
Um,
I mean, look at I hate to say, like, anyone who's not a white male is getting, like, bullied off the internet. And instead of, like, standing behind its stars, Disney's just dumping them. Like, it dumped
yeah,
The Acolyte.
yeah, it
I
did
can't
dump
be
the
on here
Acolyte.
without saying Renew the Acolyte.
I
But,
know, I
like,
know. I appreciate it.
but like I'm going to talk about Percy Jackson here for a second, right?
Yeah,
Like
go ahead.
I was a Percy Jackson kid. I
Yeah, which I
reread
think is
all
awesome.
of the books ahead of the TV show, and I was like, even as an adult, these books are like way funnier than they have any right to be.
They are very funny books. Yes.
And when Leah was announced as Annabeth, like her defining thing in the books, and especially at the time, was that she was a smart blonde character in a time where all the blondes were dumb blondes
Yeah.
or were, like the mean cheerleader. And so, at the time, like she was a big deal to be blonde. And so when they announced Leah, like as soon as that happened, Rick Riordan got on social media and was like, I met this girl and I'm like, she is our Annabeth. Like she's gonna be great. And pretty much was like, no one is gonna touch her. And was
Yeah.
very, very public of like, she is this character, she is my pick, she has the spirit of her. Yeah, she's not a white blonde girl, but like she is our Annabeth Chase.
Hmm.
And pretty much like shut anything down
As
before it could begin.
as
Because
a
then,
creative choice.
people could be like, oh, blah blah blah, and then people could be like, well, you're not a real fan if you don't like her because the authors, just kind of like made it so you immediately were, I hate to be like, be bullied by the fandom if you
Mhm.
said anything racist. And it's been really great so far. Like, yeah, she has still probably faced some stuff, but like not that I've seen. And people have kind of said that like casting like a black girl in this role is also like more modern because we don't have
Hmm.
the like, like the dumb blonde really like trope anymore, and showing like awesome, brilliant, like black girl magic, like all of the awesomeness. And really kind of being like a modern take. And so, and I see like all these things like Star Wars has had the chance to do that. Marvel is like,
Yeah.
there's so many properties that have had the chance to do that, and they just haven't.
Yeah.
And they're like letting these people get bullied. And I mean, also like on the Rick thing, like these are also like children involved,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's like you see how he's treated it and how he immediately was like, he wasn't even going to let anything start. Like he shut it down.
Yeah. I
And um, I hate to say like these grown ass men who are doing that would listen to someone they look up to if they said something like that. And that's why for DCC, I really hope we don't get a white Carl.
yeah.
There is nothing
I
in the
would love
books.
John Boyega.
Yeah, there is nothing in the books that say Carl is white.
Yeah, it was just that original promo art from like the Kindle versions of the book and everything. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And a potential silver lining with casting Jeff Hayes' Donut could be if people start to say, well, Carl is white, he can say, well, Donut's a woman.
Yeah, that's true.
Donut's a female cat being played by a man.
Yeah.
And not to, I know that might sound really problematic, but like if that way someone's like, oh, accuracy, you could always turn around with, well, Donut doesn't have a female voice actor.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I would love for them to make the dungeon AI a woman. I mean, I think it would get rid of a lot of the commentary, but I would just love them to see everything
It
get
would
turned
be
on its head.
interesting. It would be very interesting.
So those are my takes. But yeah, like they're not doing anything to protect these people and are just bending to
Mm.
these angry dudes online.
Real quick, something that was not in the Game Rants um, tweets.
Mm-hmm.
Denzel Washington is going to be in Black Panther 3.
Oh, does it say who's going to play? Is he a villain?
No, we just so it says Black Panther 3 confirmed by Ryan Coogler. Denzel Washington is in the film, and that's it. Which I will say this: the one of the things that I love about the Black Panther movies is the score by Ludwig Göransson. I
Mm-hmm.
need him to come back for 3. Like I need him
Yeah.
to come back for 3. Um, let's see here. Just trying to find out things on Threads just to see, what Threads is saying here. Um,
Mine is
it,
all like Hades Town stuff right now,
which is fine.
which is great.
Let me see here. Before we go, folks, before we go, we still have no confirmation of who Sadie Sink is playing in Brand New Day.
It's like the one secret they've managed to keep. Do you think, okay, before we go,
Yeah,
do you think Tom is like done?
I I don't know. Like honestly, if I was him, I'd want to try to do some other stuff to kind of distance myself from Spidey for a bit. Um, because he's been playing this character for like over 10 years now.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I think he definitely wants a break.
Yeah.
I think I think he's ready to be done with like big projects. I can see
Yeah.
him doing stage work for a while.
I would love to see him do stage plays, honestly, because he's a good enough actor where he could do stage plays.
He's a great singer. I mean, obviously, like he's a great singer, he's a great dancer. I can
Yeah.
see him wanting to do some Broadway stuff for a bit.
Yes.
And I mean, Zendaya's like, I'm going to disappear for a bit.
And
She's
honestly,
like, I'm in
rightfully
so
so.
much, like we're just going to pop out for a while. And I mean,
Yeah.
they've been very um public about like we're just going to vanish one day.
Hmm. And I'm okay with that. One person posted on Threads, if Sadie Sink is not playing Jean Grey or Gwen Stacy, then my money is on her playing Squirrel Girl, which that would be fun to have Squirrel Girl.
And people are saying Anna Kendrick is Squirrel Girl like years ago.
Anna Kendrick as Squirrel Girl could be fun.
Yes.
Um, one person said that was all the announcements from Marvel Studios at Comic-Con. That could have been an email. Um, honestly, he's right. Oh, Star Wars Zero Company collector's edition pre-orders are now up. It comes with a steelbook, a certificate of authenticity, character cards, a foil stamped box, and then it also comes with a clone trooper pin and the Black Series thermal detonator that we looked at earlier. Uh, it's retailing for $300. Guess who is not ordering that version of Zero Company? This guy. So here's the thing, a lot of people are kind of pissed off at Marvel for just unveiling these things at Comic-Con, but yes, D23 is coming up in August. God damn it, Donut. We're going to be on vacation, so I can't talk about the announcements. Damn it, Donut.
Oh no, your vacation.
My vacation. My wife's birthday. No.
But
Mickey's
isn't
not so
everything you get to
scary
come
Halloween.
back to?
Just I'm thinking about Mickey's not so scary Halloween party and me just going like, as I look at my phone and see all of the D23 announcements.
Hey,
You know what?
all I want is Percy Jackson season 4, okay?
I think you will get Percy Jackson season 4.
I think I think they're gonna let him finish out
Of course.
the
They'll
run.
let them finish out. What is it? 5 or 6 books?
Okay, so
The
there
original.
are 5 in the Percy Jackson original series, and then there's a sequel series
Yeah.
that takes place.
I will in a second.
It's
Yeah.
the Roman side of the mess.
Yeah,
And so it's in third person. And it's like a lot more serious
okay.
and a lot darker. And so people have asked or trying to figure out like if they're going to adapt those. And then there's a like a Norse mythology one that takes place like kind of like before everything. Like that's very, you could put it wherever. And then another sequel series of called The Trials of Apollo.
Yeah, I did see that.
Where Apollo has to become a human.
Interesting.
And pretty much like face all of his mistakes.
Yes.
And all the like affairs he had with the emperors of Rome.
Interesting.
And all of the zillion kids he has he like forgot about who are at Camp Half-Blood.
That's awesome.
I don't think they'll end up doing any of those. I could see them maybe doing like a 2 or 3 season one.
Yeah.
The Rome stuff, like New Rome. One of the issues is there are characters in the sequel series who die in the Trials of Apollo, and I don't think Disney will take that leap to kill off those characters.
That's true.
I think that might be because there was a lot of outrage where people are like, how do you kill off the hero of a 5-book series in another side series?
Yeah.
So
my thought real quick is that Disney has an opportunity to stream all the D23 stuff at their Disney properties, but no, they won't. Because you know what? Instead of watching the Mickey Mouse Cartoons channel, I would love to watch D23 streams. Yes, I know it's the same 5 Mickey cartoons, including The Wonders of the Deep. I love those Mickey cartoons. They're so stupid. Minnie. Um, Let me see here. But no, I get what you mean. Like it's kind of risky for them to do it. But I mean, this is Disney, and they have made some risks like that before. So,
Yeah. Well, and
um,
people are going to get really mad that like one of the guys who become or one of the kids who's becoming like quite a main power player is a queer teen,
yeah.
and I love that for and especially like the one with Apollo or
Mhm.
the one with the Norse mythology like really plays around with like gender identity
I love that actually. I love that.
and and kind of like the idea of the main character being like, well, I thought I was straight, but I'm into someone who's non-binary. What does that make me? And then pretty much just settles on like, I don't care. Like it means I like this person. That's what it means.
Others are saying Canadian Ghost Rider before Ryan Gosling. The C in MCU stands for Canada. Um, Deadpool will seeming okay. So IGN said Deadpool will seemingly don a gray costume in Doomsday. Um, and then they said as Ryan Gosling has entered the panel in a full gray Deadpool suit. You mean Ryan Reynolds?
That
Wow,
would be a twist, though. That would be a
way to
twist.
drop the ball, IGN. Like,
I feel like Deadpool just needs to permanently be separate from that group, though. I feel like if Deadpool showed up in Avengers movie, it would just not work.
yeah, I think him being in the sacred timeline for like the 5 minutes that he's in there in Deadpool and Wolverine is fine enough. Um, but yeah. People are still asking who Sadie Sink is playing in Brand New Day. Um, Deadpool still wants to know why Thor was crying. Um, some people are saying I'm going to take the lack of Secret Wars news today one of two ways. They cannot talk about the movie without spoiling Doomsday. Why would they do that? Makes no sense. They want us to see Doomsday. This likely means we won't hear anything about Secret Wars until San Diego 27, which, in case, I think fans should prepare themselves for a chance of it getting delayed into the spring or summer of 2028.
I mean, it's not like they could bring any characters back in for Secret Wars. They're all already here.
Yes. Kevin Feige has confirmed Vision Quest is the end of the WandaVision trilogy. Okay. Um, Apparently, Kevin Feige handed out string cheese and orange slices at Hall H.
I just like, I just want them to do something new, and you know they're not going to.
Yeah, I know. And that's sad. Oh God, here we go. So I told you about the Doom masks, right?
Mm-hmm.
A Hall H Doom mask has already been sold on eBay for $150.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Hey, I
Yeah.
mean, like people have bills to pay, rents due.
Yeah. Um, yeah, so that's what happened today at Comic Con. Um, God, I still can't believe they revealed Haley Atwell. Honestly,
I
they should
mean,
have waited.
of people who I'd want to see her, but I would rather see another Captain America movie that takes
Yes.
place in their part of the timeline than have them be dragged somehow into a contemporary story.
Well, I would have also loved to have seen an Isaiah Bradley Captain America movie.
Yeah.
Like, show me the first African American Captain America. Like, show me his story. So,
Yeah. I just want to know why they're so like Star Wars is very much testing the boundaries of narratives
yes,
and
very much.
showing us stuff we've missed.
Yeah,
And how is like Disney pushing the Lucas stuff in that direction with like some really innovative stuff while just thinking that they can give Marvel fans literally anything and they'll go watch it.
yeah,
Like, and it kind of gets to the point where it's like, when they're making it, do they know it's bad or they just have so many people on these committees that it's groupthink?
that's true.
Because when you had like a humor committee for your script and it's just like there's it's just I don't know.
I
I
get it.
went back a few years ago during the pandemic. I went back and I watched the first Avengers movie,
Hmm.
and I was like, this was laughably bad. How did I think this was the coolest movie ever when it came out? Like I was watching it and I'm like, this is bad. Like this is bad
Yeah, it is. It's pretty bad.
because none of them are rewatchable. There's only one Marvel movie who, I mean, other than that one that I've watched more than once,
Yeah,
and that was the first Captain America movie.
I love the first Captain America movie.
But they just don't produce rewatchable content, in my
Very true.
opinion.
Very true. Um, quick side note before we go.
Mhm.
Um, the Savannah Bananas are playing at Wrigley Field this weekend, and they did a Rookie of the Year bit.
Yes,
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
that's great.
Yeah. Anything else before we go?
I know we covered a lot of ground tonight.
We did, and it wasn't our usual shenanigans.
No, it wasn't. We
That's
were kind of serious today. Are we okay?
no, no, we're not. No,
We're not.
no, no, no. Anyway, that's it for us. We'll talk to y'all later.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.